you find the reality of constant iterations to find the PMF, product market fit. It doesn't come easy and is full of failures and retries. Uri relates this with his experiences with Waze and other startups, finding ways to solve problems in layperson terms. One thing I really like is that Uri falls in love with problems that ordinary people have in their lives. Once a product is good enough for the rest of us, funding comes into play. Uri has numerous formulas to capitalize on a great product, but not to turn people off with payment methods or amounts. All my life I wanted to create products that enhance the life of normal Joes, like with home appliances. In this book, I also found good approaches and even formulas for B2B dealing, business to business. I feel very unusual in my thinking in a lot of ways, but I have come to realize we all feel this way. Over my life, I have come up with principles for dealing with things and even rough formulas that I use to guide me. These principles are in my head. I rarely speak of them with anyone other than my wife or closest friends. I fear that if I came to conclusions on my own, they aren't good enough for others to follow. True scholars must surely have better ideas. Throughout this book, I saw one confirmation after another that another, Uri himself, thought similarly as myself about many things. It actually startled me, and is a strong reason that I love this book so much. To me, this is a Bible of entrepreneurship that I will keep close at hand and referred to for entrepreneur ideas. Already, I'm recommending this book to the countless entrepreneurs that approach me every day for advice. One quality that I have always admired is the ability to recognize when concepts from another, Uri, are better than what you have yourself. I am in a couple of startup businesses currently, and already I started speaking principles in conversations with other founders of how we should proceed in our businesses according to this book. I used to like residing in the shadows, but now I have the confidence to step up and take the lead in discussions with potential employees and investors. I use the same phrases and principles that I learned in this book. One person with confidence in a product can make a company go. In this book, I saw and agreed with the observation that investors decide in the first seconds if they want to back you. It starts with a simple story you tell the investor that could even be made up or exaggerated, but that is a metaphor of the problem you are in love with. It is important to develop a good story, or more, that grabs others emotionally. The story should be like the first kiss to them. Uri makes clear that boring presentations with standard slides are not what sells to investors or clients. With one startup based on trackable location devices, Wheels of Zeus, I presented a story that was personally important to me. If my beloved dog got away due to a wireless gate failing, how could I know when it happened and where my dog was now? My emotions over this issue helped me in my product design. Why the name Wheels of Zeus? We started with ideas of tracking police cars via their own radios and started looking for company names that would translate to a web domain. We quickly found that even things like modernpolicefinder.com were taken. I got into the internet so early that I had a 3-letter .com, was.com, that I could license to this startup. I silently thought in our meeting and blurted out, Wheels of Zeus, W-O-Z, and the other founders couldn't see why I suggested such a weird name. Only one thought it was a great name. Only afterward did I explain that we could use was.com as our web address. It really helps to be lighthearted in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Fall in love with the problem, not the solution, is loaded with product and feature principles that lead to simplicity of use. I think about this every day with the technology products I use and relate to how important this is. If you are bothered by complexity and things not working when they should, you can relate to this. Steve Jobs used to quote Michelangelo that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It's too easy to get sidetracked as to value with infinite features possible. For years at Apple, if a feature couldn't be written in simple, human, understandable terms, our publication department could turn that feature down. It's how Steve Jobs guided the iPhone to not be confusing to himself. This book deals with the long search and many iterations.